It's still a 0-0 ball game here at Alexander Field as we enter the top of the fourth. And Craig, only one hit so far. A lot of great defensive play we're seeing.
Yep, it's been a pitcher's duel here. If you're a fan of great pitching and great defense, this is a game for you, as we've seen that here through 3 innings. And kind of jockeying for position, seeing which team is going to break out first and have that really nice, really big inning.
And we'll go back to the top of the lineup. Reese Anderson up for his second plate appearance today. The 2021 Summit League All-Tournament team. 0 for 1 with a flyout in the first. Blackwell will throw outside the zone for ball 2. As Reese Anderson, we talked about Mike Bolton being the lead base stealing guy. Reese Anderson led the team last year with 14 stolen bases in every attempt. He was perfect on his stolen bases last year, as he'll take strike 1. And along with that, he had 5 multi-hit games. Funny enough, he had one yesterday as well.
4 for 10 on the season.
Strike 2 comes. Blackwell getting back in the count. Yeah, Reese Anderson this year not having the success stealing the bases. Only 3 of 9. But he'll line this one into right. It will land foul. Anderson drives this one into the gap for a base hit, and he's going to look to go over to 2. He'll get 2 bags as he slides into second. Cook catches the ball over by the bag, but a nice hit to get the ball rolling for the Jackrabbits.
And it was a really good at-bat for him. Count was even 2-2, and he was trying to find his pitch, and he found his pitch, and he drove that into right center field. And now with no outs here, the Jackrabbits have a runner on second.
Second hit of the ball game for the Jackrabbits. Finally get a guy in scoring position. And who better to get a guy in scoring position for than Luke Ira, who will pop it up into the gap over on the left side. But Kornblum will make the catch, and he'll throw it into Cook before the runner can advance. So Reese Anderson stays on second after Ira flies out to center.
And that's something that South Dakota State has to work on here as this game progresses, as they're playing into Purdue's hand. Again, swinging at the first pitch. And if the first pitch that you swing at lands 400 feet away and you score a run off of it, that's one thing. But first pitch flyouts, that doesn't benefit anyone but Purdue and Jonathan Blackwell.
Jonathan Blackwell, pitch count all the way up to 44 on 11 batters faced. 3 strikeouts so far. 1 single, 1 double. Only 2 hits that he's allowed.
One would assume as well that these Friday, Saturday, Sunday pitchers for the Boilermakers have not an unlimited number of pitches that they can throw, but they have a little bit more leeway than, say, a weekday starter in their pitch count. We saw yesterday starting pitcher Cal Steven go over 100 pitches, and Greg Goff let him go into the 8th inning.
Could possibly see another performance like that today if Blackwell can keep this up.
And that has to be terrifying for South Dakota State.
Very.
Especially knowing that Purdue is going to let their starting pitcher stay in for 8 innings.
And then when you leave your starters in, obviously your starter is your best guy, right? And so now you don't have, you're putting your best guy out there and you're not fighting the relievers as Jake Parr runs over from first base to make the snag in foul territory.
And for the second consecutive at-bat, South Dakota State, after the double with no outs, they're playing into the Boilermakers' favor and helping them out again. First pitch swing and a miss, fly ball for out number 1, and then another routine pop fly in foul territory. But now 2 outs with a man on second, so not doing themselves any favors at the plate here.
Started off their inning with their leadoff guy, Reese Anderson, getting the double. 2 straight flyouts since, but this one's a deep drive into the gap, and it's going to bounce off the track into the wall. 1 run will come home, and Nick Nelson is heading over to third. Well, he will slide in safely. Nick Nelson, the 3rd triple of the year, brings home the first run of the ballgame.
And a great piece of hitting by Nick Nelson, finding his pitch to the opposite side of the field and driving it into the gap in left center, similar to the way his teammate drove it into right center. And this one, trouble for the Boilermakers as the first run comes across.
Reese Anderson scored yesterday. He'll score again today, crossing home plate. And Craig, we talked about it. The offensive momentum was going to come eventually. And deja vu again, like yesterday, it's the Jackrabbits who strike first.
Yeah, and now you have another runner 90 feet away. 2 outs, but a great opportunity for South Dakota State to take a 2-run lead.
Cade Stuff at the plate. 2 outs for Blackwell. He'll paint the outside of the zone for strike 1.
And that was a great pitch by Blackwell, confusing almost the umpire because it took him a second to make the call, but he was just able to hit that outside corner.
Yeah, just able to hit it. A southpaw-y-southpaw matchup here, lefty versus lefty, between Blackwell and Stuff. As Stuff fouls that one, makes the count 1-1. Cade Stuff 1 for 1 with a single in the second. A .295 average in situations with 2 outs, but a .282 when runners are in scoring position.
Stuff looking for his 19th RBI of the season. It's fun watching Nick Nelson down that third baseline, having fun with the pitcher, with the pitching staff, as well as the catcher at home plate. He's kind of teasing his way down third base to kind of indicate to the Boilermakers he may try to steal home. I would love for that to happen. I would love for the attempt.
We'll see how they play it. It'll be a nice swing. The ball will roll, and the ball will not be picked up by Lucas Cook. And so the error on the Boilermakers will bring home another. Nick Nelson, who hit the triple, can now celebrate in the dugout.
And Cade Stuff now 2 for 2 with an RBI. Very helpful for this team at the plate today. Stuff moving over to third base today. An untimely error, too, by Lucas Cook, who's not the everyday starter at shortstop. Evan Albrecht getting the rest today.
And that brings up Jess Bellows, who drives it down the left line, and it will land fair. This will be an extra base hit for Bellows. As Cade Stuff rounds third, slides in safely for run number 3. Craig, it was the 4-run inning yesterday that propelled the Jackrabbits to the early lead. Looks like they could be flirting with the same thing again today.
Yeah, and in this inning alone, the team, South Dakota State, as a team, are a home run away from hitting for the cycle here in this inning. They had a single from Stuff, a double there from Bellows, a triple from Nelson, and a home run away from hitting for a team cycle, if you will, here in the 4th inning.
And so after going 3 up, 3 down for the first 3 innings, South Dakota State already gone through 6 of their hitters, bringing up Drew Beasley for the 2nd straight inning. Boilermakers taking a little moment to talk it over on the mound, but Jonathan Blackwell composing himself after a little discussion, and very, very big moment right here for him as he faces off with Drew Beasley.
And we saw this yesterday in game 1 in the top of the 3rd inning. They had a 4-run inning, and trying to match that here in this 4th inning.
Beasley takes strike 1.
Momentum is a fickle emotion, Brendan.
The 0-1 from Blackwell. Swing and hit. Popped up into center. Back goes Kornblum, and he's not going to catch it. Another ball lands in the dirt, and it's going to be another triple. An RBI triple. This time it's Drew Beasley. The bats are scorching hot as the Jackrabbits now up by 4.
A few feet away from hitting that home run for the team cycle, but 2 triples, a double, and a single here in this inning, and now leading 4-0, Brennan.
4 extra base hits in this ball game. In fact,
4 in this.
4 in this inning. Yes,
yeah.
Excuse me. Yes, 4 extra base hits this inning. 5 on the day, and Jonathan Blackwell, who had an excellent three innings to start off the ball game, now just can't find his way out of a very rough 4th.
And to take an even deeper dive into this, Jonathan Blackwell struggling here in this 4th inning. That Greg Goff doesn't have anyone up in the bullpen. It shows you the confidence that he has in Jonathan Blackwell to get himself out of this jam that he's in, and allow the Boilermakers to get up to the plate and try to get some of these runs back.
Team is hovered at 2 outs now for 2 at-bats. Excuse me, 4 at-bats.
Great job by Connor Cascanet there to block that from getting to the backstop, and another run coming through 90 feet away.
Jordan Sagadol at the plate. Sagadol, a guy with not your typical high average, only a 95 average on the season, as he'll foul that one for strike 2. Jordan Sagadol, 7 starts in only 20 games, 20 at-bats coming into today, 2 hits with 1 being a double on only 20 at-bats.
Well, you can attribute those low numbers to Ryan McDonald, who is their normal everyday catcher.
As he'll get hit in the foot by Blackwell.
Sagadol used to blocking pitches, deciding to take one there, no pads on, so runners on the corners, but he's taking over for the injured Ryan McDonald, who is their everyday catcher, and now they're trying to piece together a couple different catchers.
As the Boilermakers now sending men to the dugout, most likely going to see some action out there. They're sending Cal Lambert along with along with Davis Pratt. So guys now sending the arms out into the bullpen. They'll start getting some warm-up throws here as Blackwell continues to struggle. And funny enough for Blackwell, that was his first walk of the game.
Again, Jonathan Blackwell is pitching really well here, just struggling here in these last 5 at-bats here in the top of the 4th.
Bottom of the lineup, Matthew Work now. Similar to Sagadol, not much action. In fact, less action than Sagadol. 6 starts in 14 games. And he'll line it out to center. Kornblum calling for the fair catch, and he will end it. The nightmare ends for the Boilermakers as they strand 2 for the Jackrabbits. Boilermakers down 4, coming up to bat next here on Big Ten Plus.